Everybody wants success. Until they see what consistency costs. Everybody wants change. Until they realize change demands discipline. You can dream all day. You can pray all night. But until you wake up every single morning and do the work, nothing changes. You see, motivation will get you started, but discipline keeps you going. Motivation is a spark, but consistency is the fire that never goes out. There will be days when you don't feel like it. Days when you wake up tired, discouraged, frustrated, wondering if it's even worth it. But that's the moment that defines you. Because champions aren't made on days they feel strong, they're made on the days they don't. You can't wait for perfect conditions to be committed. You have to move even when it hurts. You have to show up even when no one's clapping. You have to keep pushing even when nobody's watching. That's what separates the good from the great. The ones who keep going long after the feeling fades. Consistency means you do it when it's hard, when it's boring, when it's lonely, when you're tired of waiting. Because greatness doesn't come from what you do sometimes. It comes from what you do every single day. You say you want success? Then you better marry consistency. Because consistency doesn't ask how you feel. It just asks, did you show up? Every step, every rep, every late night, every early morning, it's building something in you. And every time you stay consistent when it would have been easier to quit, you're proving to yourself that you're built different. Don't you understand? Discipline is not a punishment. It's a privilege. It's the language of people who take their purpose seriously. And I get it, it's hard. But you have to stop negotiating with your weakness. Stop making deals with your excuses. Stop waiting to feel ready. You'll never feel ready. You'll only feel willing. You've got to force yourself. Force yourself to get up, to stay focused, to stay hungry. Because the truth is, consistency isn't natural. It's trained. It's forged through repetition and resistance. There's no magic formula. You just do it, again, and again, and again, until it becomes who you are. You see, the problem isn't that people don't have potential, it's that they don't have patience. They plant the seed and walk away before it grows. But if you keep watering, if you keep showing up, if you keep trusting the process, the harvest will come. Consistency is the bridge between dreams and destiny. And the moment you stop crossing that bridge, your dream starts dying. So if you want to win, stop waiting for the feeling and start walking in faith. Force yourself to be consistent, not because it's easy, but because your future depends on it. You can have excuses, or you can have results. But you can't have both. So the next time you want to quit, remember, your breakthrough is waiting for your consistency to catch up. Don't stop now. Don't slow down. Don't give up, because one day you'll look back at everything you did, every small, faithful, consistent step, and realize that's what made you unstoppable. Discipline over emotion. You can't build a meaningful life based on how you feel. Because feelings are temporary. They rise and fall like waves. But discipline? Discipline is the anchor that keeps you steady when the tide changes. Most people start strong and stop quickly. They let emotions dictate their effort. When it feels good, they move. When it feels hard, they pause. But life doesn't reward feelings, it rewards follow-through. Discipline says, I'll do it whether I feel like it or not. That's the voice of every champion, every leader, every person who turned pain into power. Because discipline doesn't negotiate with weakness, it commands it. Think about it. Every time you let your feelings lead, you lose ground. But every time you choose consistency over comfort, you take another step toward your destiny. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present. It's about showing up even when your body is tired and your mind says stop. There's power in small, repeated action. The gym, the business, the prayer, the plan, they all grow when you do daily. And sometimes that means forcing yourself. Because you'll never always be motivated, but you can always be disciplined. So, stop waiting for the right mood. Stop waiting for the excitement to return. Start showing up like your dream depends on it, because it does. Discipline over emotion. Faith over feeling. Consistency over comfort. That's the formula that builds greatness. And one day, when everyone else gives up, you'll still be standing, not because you felt like it, but because you chose to be consistent. Commitment without comfort. Everybody wants to be successful until it's time to do what success requires. See, commitment isn't built in comfort, it's born in discomfort. It's forged in those mornings when you wake up and your body says no, but your purpose says yes. Commitment means you keep your promise long after the feeling that made you promise is gone. That's the difference between a goal and a lifestyle. A goal is something you aim for when you're inspired. A lifestyle is something you live by even when you're exhausted. The truth is, comfort kills consistency. The moment you settle for good enough, you stop growing. The moment you choose easy over effort, you start falling behind. You've got to learn how to move when it's uncomfortable, because comfort zones are beautiful, but nothing grows there. When you push through pain, you earn progress. When you sacrifice now, you secure your later. And sometimes, commitment will cost you relationships. It'll cost you sleep. It'll cost you moments of rest. But that's the price of purpose. You can't have greatness on sale. There are no shortcuts to mastery. You can't skip the grind. Consistency means you show up every single day, rain or shine, tired or strong, inspired or uninspired. So, stop asking for it to be easier. Ask to be stronger. Because when you embrace discomfort, you develop discipline. And when you develop discipline, you become unstoppable. Remember this: comfort is the enemy of change. And if you want something you've never had, you'll have to do what you've never done. Build habits, not hype. Motivation fades. Every YouTube video, every quote, every speech, it'll inspire you for a moment, but moments don't last. Habits do. What you do consistently will define what you become permanently. Because it's not about intensity, it's about repetition. It's not about one big step, it's about 1,000 small ones that move you forward every day. Habits are the silent architects of your destiny. They decide who you become when no one's watching. And if your habits don't align with your goals, your life never will. You don't rise to the level of your dreams, you fall to the level of your discipline. So, start focusing on the small things. Wake up on time. Make the plan, follow through. Those little acts of discipline become muscle memory. Consistency creates rhythm, and rhythm creates momentum. When you stop depending on hype and start depending on habit, your success stops being emotional. It becomes inevitable. And yes, habits take time. They take patience. They take faith. But remember this: your habits are either helping your future or hurting it. There's no in between. So, every day, choose actions that align with who you want to become. Because hype fades, but habits last a lifetime, and the person who controls their habits controls their future. Force the future you desire. Sometimes you have to force yourself, not because you hate the process, but because you love the promise. Consistency isn't natural, it's built. It's a fight between who you are and who you're becoming. There will be days when quitting feels easier, when silence feels safer, when rest turns into laziness. But that's when you remind yourself, I'm not doing this for today. I'm doing this for my tomorrow. The person you want to be is waiting for the decisions you make today. Every moment you push yourself, you're building a version of you that can't be broken. You can't wait for the right conditions to become great. You have to move while it's hard, while it's messy, while it's uncertain. Because the future doesn't come to the most talented, it comes to the most consistent. Force yourself to grow. Force yourself to show up. Force yourself to finish what you started. Because one day, you'll thank yourself for not giving up when it was hardest. Greatness isn't given, it's earned. And every time you push yourself past I can't, you prove that you can. Consistency is your superpower. And when you master that, no opportunity, no obstacle, no opposition can stop what God has designed for you. So don't just dream it, discipline it. Force yourself to be consistent. Because the future you're praying for is built by the consistency you practice today. Everyone wants to feel ready before they begin. But that's the biggest trap of all. Readiness doesn't come before action, it's built through action. The ones who win are the ones who start scared, unprepared, and unsure. But they start anyway. Every great story begins with a trembling voice, shaking hands, and a heart that says, let's go. If you wait for the perfect moment, you'll wait your entire life. Take the first step even when you can't see the whole staircase. Because progress doesn't happen in certainty, it happens in motion. Faith is walking when you can't see the end. Confidence is built in the doing, not the dreaming. You will fail. That's guaranteed. But failure isn't your enemy, fear is. Every failure teaches you what success can't. Every fall refines your strength. Don't let failure define you, let it develop you. Fall on your back so you can look up. Because if you can look up, you can get up. The most dangerous thing isn't falling, it's staying down. You want to know how champions are made? They fail more times than others even try. So stop being afraid of the fall. Every scar you earn becomes proof of your growth. Every loss becomes a lesson that builds the version of you who wins.